Congratulations. And I know that you were one of the first people to sign on, and it's such a beautiful way it's told. Why was it so important for you to be a part of this one, Christian?
It was learning for the first time, embarrassingly, about the Armenian genocide and recognizing that so many other people don't know about it. The historical aspect of it, which I really enjoyed myself. In the surprising take after I'd done my research, because there were so many atrocities in such gruesome, barbaric fashion that Terry didn't want to show that. He wanted to give a sense of it off screen. But I liked his ambition in trying to achieve that, because that's a more difficult form of filmmaking. I like very much that the people behind the film were very well motivated and altruistic, that the proceeds were all going to go to charities designed to hold people accountable for genocide and for education about genocide. They started a whole social campaign which is designed to be a research tool for human rights, and it just and then mixed with the character of this journalist. I looked at there's a muckraker called Lincoln Steffens, who sort of became my role model for the character, but someone who has a real change in their approach. Someone who is quite brilliant and right very often, and quite arrogant and proud. And accustomed to visiting places, telling the story and then leaving again. But instead with this, that's how it begins. But then he chooses to actually become part of the whole story and to participate in the story and not be an observer and break those journalistic ethics.
Well, I always say, thank God I'm an entertainment reporter, because I could never be the kind of journalist that goes to war. They're so, they're so unique. But there's a line in the movie where it says, without journalism, the world will never know about this. Right. It's very important,
Yes, incredibly important. And there's no more opportune time to be talking about that, when journalism is very much kind of under attack, and there's this sort of notion of post-truth, and then our own president calling very legitimate organizations fake news, etc. In recognizing it's absolutely essential to any democracy, and to getting the truth out there, and hopefully this attack on journalism that's going on right now will result in actually better journalism than ever.
Yeah, and you were saying, not only is it relevant in that respect, but relevant, you're watching this film, this happened, in the early 1900s, have things changed? No siree.
Unfortunately, no, these things can still occur. It seems sort of crazy that's true, but it is true.
Yeah, that's sad. I know that you have spent many movies that you've shot in Chicago, my friend, and I want to look back a little bit at that, because I wanted to know what kind of memories you have from working in Chicago. Were there some favorite places that you like to go, and just being in that city, what it meant to you?
Yeah, I liked. We would go to taking my daughter to the park in the mornings before I headed off to work, going on the swings there. What's that bean? There's that reflective bean. My daughter and I, we would always love walking over there, and then walking in the evenings in the summertime and finding 200 people doing salsa dancing or something, and joining in with that. There's some good memories.
Yeah, you had a good time shooting there. What, 3 films I think that you did there, both Batmans and then Public Enemies, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's a place that you feel like maybe you could just go back. It's kind of like home. You feel very relaxed there.
Yeah. I know all those, Lower Wacker and everything, and all that. Yeah, it's very familiar to me. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's a great city. Quickly, I was just saying to you off camera that when a few years ago, I remember seeing you in a film called Empire of the Sun, and it was one of those big, sweeping, epic, beautiful movies. Why don't we, and then I'm watching this movie and I'm thinking, thank gosh, thank God there's more, Terry made another film like this, because we're not getting very many of them anymore. How do you feel about that? And then just, throwing yourself, not the superheroes, but just being a part of something, this kind of genre,
Yeah, you're talking about Empire of the Sun. David Lean was actually meant to direct that, and then he just felt he was too old, but he came by the set and would visit. You know, yeah, Terry very much was looking at Dr. Zhivago. He also liked the Reds, you know, a lot as inspirations. And of course, you know, you want a variety of films, and it's horrible when you see, you know, a sort of a style of filmmaking dying out, you know. And but please mention that to Terry, because he'll be delighted.
I did. I talked to
Oh,
him
you
and I
did?
did. So
I'm sure he
I beat
was
you to it.
delighted,
No,
right?
it's great to see these. I personally, some of my favorite films are these types of films. Congratulations on this.
Thank you.
Another spectacular job. I don't know how you keep it up. You're just a chameleon. You're amazing.
Oh,
Thank you
thank you
so
very
much.
much.